Welcome to the first of our free three-part series, Are You Being Haunted? Do you ever experience unexplained sounds or voices? Mysterious scents or smells? Objects seemingly moving on their own? Or any other paranormal phenomena? Hi. I'm psychic medium Frank Schodel, and since my very first paranormal experience when I was only 8 years old, my entire life has been an adventure of lessons learned through each and every psychic and metaphysical encounter. People have been calling on me for readings, clearings, psychic and paranormal investigations for over 50 years. I was first identified as a psychic medium in 1975 by the famous medium Lorraine Warren and her husband, paranormal investigator Ed Warren. You may know them from movies such as the Amityville Horror and The Conjuring, numerous television series, and documentaries on paranormal activity. Throughout my life, I have been amazed and I'm in awe of every single event, every single encounter, the details, the clarity, the specific information that comes through for my clients. I've been observed by psychologists, parapsychologists, paranormal investigators, and I've done readings for individuals and groups in private homes, in hotels, inns, in historic locations, battlefields, cemeteries. I've traveled the world to the Great Wall of China, the Anasazi ruins in Colorado, the Mayan ruins in the jungles of the Yucatan, the ruins of the city of Pompeii under Mount Vesuvius. I've been to islands in the Bermuda Triangle. All of these events, all of these situations have been so inspiring for me. And that led me to work on my first book, which was The Wettest and Wickedest Town, Illustrated Guide to the Ghosts and Legends of Salisbury, North Carolina. That was done in 2011 as a collaboration between myself and Karen C. Lilly Boyer. Karen was as a researcher, was doing ghost walk tours and a lot of events in the Salisbury area. And she asked me if I would be interested in assisting her in doing psychic investigations as well as photography, and culminated in our book in 2011, as I said. Following the release of the book, I had a lot of people came up to me and asked, did anything strange happen while you're photographing these sites and investigating these sites? And yes, a lot of things happened. And would you be interested in teaching a class on paranormal activity or mediumship or psychic abilities? And I thought about that and said, I've been teaching at that point for over 30 years, and writing a curriculum or doing a syllabus, not unusual, not outside my routine. So I started doing that. I started putting together a syllabus, a class, if you will, on what is going on, how is this happening? And that ended up turning into my next book, Connections, A Journey to Understanding. In this book, I looked at all of my experiences from the time I was 8 years old all the way through, and I tried to explain them in ways that people could understand. What's going on? How is this happening? How do I reconcile what is going on here with religion and science and societies? And how does this all come together? Answering questions such as, what are ghosts? Why are they here? And who are our guides? This book came out, as I said, in 2016. It was published by Balboa Press, division of Hay House, and it's available in hardcover, paperback, ebook. You can get it from the publisher. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get it at Books A Million or Amazon. So it's available pretty much everywhere. But this book led to my next book, Connections to The Gathering, which will actually be coming out, being released next month, again from Balboa Press. And so we're really looking forward to that. This one takes the lessons from the previous book, and expands on them. Okay, so now we know what ghosts are. Now we know why they're here. What do we do? What's our role in this? Who are we? And what are our abilities? What is our greater purpose in this life? And who and where are our tribes? Where are the people who make us feel like we belong in a group, okay, with support? And this, as I said, this will be coming out next month. And it really helps us, everybody who has intuitive abilities, to start to gather, to get together, to prepare for a major event, which I call the Gathering, which will be coming at some time in the near future. So watch for that, okay? In the meantime, having written that one curriculum, it spread out, it grew, and numerous seminars now that I've been teaching, including managing your innate psychic medium abilities, the business of caring, the art of awakening and awareness, quieting the persistent voices. This is a great one. I share this with a lot of people who are bothered by hauntings, by ghosts, by spirits. And finally, mastering your innate intuitive abilities. And we'll talk more about these classes at the end of the 3 programs here, and to find out what is available and what you can participate in, take advantage of. Okay? And so now, getting back to our original question, do you ever experience unexplained voices or sounds, scents or smells, objects moving, any other types of strange phenomenon? Well, if you do, then something or someone is trying to get your attention. Question people ask, as soon as things start to happen, why is this happening? We're going to be talking about that in the upcoming series here. But the most important question, the most pressing question, I think at this point that people want to know is, why is this happening to me? Have I been chosen? Have I been given some kind of special gift? Okay. Well, it's no greater gift than has been given and belongs to each and every person on earth throughout time. We all have these abilities. We all are gifted with mental, psychic, spiritual abilities from the day we enter this earth. Okay. I like to equate our abilities to that of the Olympic weightlifters. Okay, you see this guy go out on the mat, and he reaches down, he grabs a barbell, and he lifts 650 pounds up over his head, and the crowd goes wild, and they're cheering and yay, and then he drops it, and it bounces on the mat. And I'm still trying to figure out how you bounce 650 pounds, but they do it. So anyway, how come he can do that and I can't? Yeah, right. Because he's been exercising and developing those abilities since the day he was born. He's been, since a child, he's been working on these, okay? He didn't come into this world with a single bone, muscle, tendon, ligament, nerve ending, blood vessel in his entire body that I don't have. If I were to go out on that mat and try to lift 650 pounds, I'd end up in the hospital or worse. The reason he can do it and I can't, I don't need to. My muscles have developed up to the point that I need to survive in my life, in my style, in my society, in my community. Okay? I don't need to lift 650 pounds. Well, the same holds true with our psychic abilities. We all have them, but we let them slip to the back shelf. We let them atrophy. Okay? This usually happens at a fairly young age. Children, especially in Western societies, in Eastern cultures, these types of abilities are accepted, they're honored, they are encouraged. Western societies, not so much. Children are told, oh no, you don't have an invisible friend, it's just your imagination. Yet the child knows, Mommy, that's Grandma on the phone, or there's a package coming today, or things like that they'll do right out of the blue without even realizing it. And yes, they're invisible little friends. No, it's not their imagination. The children are so attuned. They are so aware. It's wonderful to see. Okay? But usually about the time that kids start school, when they start to mix in and assimilate and interact with other children, that's when society kicks in and says, not so much. And they start to turn it off. Okay, I was at a get-together a couple of years ago, and a woman came up to me, and she was quite distraught because of a situation that happened with her young daughter. They were at the grocery store, and they were just getting ready to leave, and she puts her daughter in the back seat of the car, and closes the door, and here's a blood-curdling scream come from the back seat. Of course, Mom immediately flings the door back open. Oh my gosh, what's the matter? What's the matter? Did I close your hand in the door? What happened? And the child says, no, Mommy, my friend. You closed him in the door and now he's dead. Mommy was devastated. It's like, how am I ever going to live this one down? I killed her invisible friend. Well, the child was looking for a way out. This is not uncommon for kids to project onto somebody else, an adult, a way to release, to let that entity go, to say, hey, I'm starting into school, I'm starting in with my friends. I don't want to be the weird one in school. I don't want to be singled out and identified and bullied and picked on. So I'm going to let you go now. And very often they'll use, as I said, mom or dad or some other means to dismiss the entity and let it go. Okay? And likewise, we'll see some people who are more sensitive, some people who are less. And again, that all depends on how they were brought up. What abilities have they developed through their life, and which ones have they let atrophy? Okay? There are so many different psychic abilities. In my new book, The Gathering, I actually identify several hundred psychic abilities and methods of divination and tools that can be used and methods that can be used. There are so many different ways depending on each individual. Which of these abilities do we want to focus on? Do we want to exercise and build up those muscles so that we can do these skills? Okay. One of the most important things I can tell everybody is before you start any kind of encounter, before you get into anything, make sure you clearly set your intentions. Why are you there? What do you expect to happen? If you go into any situation with the expectation of a confrontation, you will get a confrontation. You go next door to your neighbor to discuss a property line where you want to put a fence. If you go to that neighbor with the intention of taking them on, I'm going to take care of this guy. I'm going to show him what for. He's going to bend to my will. It's going to be. If you're going in with the intention of confrontation, you will get a confrontation. Turn it around. Set the intention for understanding, compassion, cooperation, love, and healing, you'll get a completely different outcome. What you project comes back at you, and it's very often amplified and increased as it comes back to you, magnified, so that you really have to be aware of why you are there. Set the intention. Say it out loud. My intention is for the greatest good of everyone involved, on this side, on the other side, and anywhere in between. And only those whose intentions match mine will be allowed to come through today. Say it. Think it, say it, feel it. By saying it out loud, your brain is accepting that intention, along with your spirit accepting that intention. Okay? Don't be the bully. And by the same token, don't allow yourself to be bullied. If you're in a situation that scares you, that bothers you, that makes you nervous, uncomfortable, leave. Say no. Walk away. Turn your back. You can always say no to any entities. Say not now. I don't want to deal with this now. I can't handle this right now. Please leave. Only for the greatest good. May you be here. And assure them that you know, when you're able, when you're capable, when you have more tools at your disposal, more experience, more understanding, then you may come back to address their situation. But if you're not comfortable, walk away. And a great way to be able to do that is by calling on your guides. Okay? They're there. They're here to help you. They've been with you since before you came into this world. They are your mentors. They are your protectors. They will guide you and help you every step of the way. All you have to do is ask. They've always been there. Now, these are not necessarily relatives, friends, acquaintances who've passed on during your lifetime. As I said, your guides have been with you since before you were born. Those who've passed during your lifetime may or may not be able to come back and forth to lend assistance. If they can, fantastic, but your guides are always there. And it doesn't matter what you call them. You can call them angels or archangels. You can call them saints or deities, spirits, great spirits, leaders, whatever you can call them Fred. They don't care. They know who they are, and they know who you are, and they know your spirit. They know everything about you. They know your wants, they know your needs, and they will help you with your needs. All you have to do is ask. Okay? The labels don't matter. They will be there for you. Okay? So you can say a prayer. Prayers are wonderful. They're very powerful. You can meditate. That is a fantastic way to get yourself into a space and place of connection. Or you can just simply say, hey, are you there? I need your help right now. And they will be with you. All you have to do is recognize them by whatever identifier you choose to use, and they're there when you ask for it. And so who are these other entities? These others that want to come through, that are making all the noises and sounds and scents and what have you. Who are they and why are they here? We're going to talk about that specifically in the next episode of this series. So watch for this in your inbox, and it'll be coming soon, in the next day or so. Okay, if you missed any part of today's video, if you want to see it again, or if you have friends, family members, acquaintances who you think might enjoy or benefit from this program, it'll be available through June 10th. So go ahead and be sure to share the links with your friends. Okay, until that time, I'm Frank Schodel. Stay curious, and we'll see you the next time on Are You Being Haunted?